tell us where we are in terms of some of the supply chain issues, and specifically, given Omicron, what's happening on the employee side of all this?
Well, Andrew, it's great to see you, and what a challenging environment we're operating in. But I just want to give a shout out to our 543,000 UPSers around the world. They do what they do best, and that's deliver. And we made it through the holidays with record service levels as measured by an independent third party. And, you know, it's a challenging time for sure. But since the COVID came to the world, we've done our best to keep our people safe so that they can take care of our customers. And they've done just that.
And in terms of what you're seeing, though, in terms of staff that's calling out sick and whatnot, what that's doing to your ability to deliver, are you having to hire even more people, knowing that this is something you're having to deal with? How does that shake out?
Well, clearly, we're not immune to what's happened with Omicron, and we've had some serious call-outs, but we've been able to manage through that because of our workforce. As you know, we hire seasonal workers to help us through the holiday season. Well, we just ask those seasonal workers to stay on a little bit longer to help us through this time frame. So we've had no disruption in service, albeit there was a little bit of disruption because of snow. But if you ignore the snow, we have had no disruption of service.
And what do you make of this larger trend that appears to be happening in the country? I don't know if it's happening at UPS, called the Great Resignation. People that are just saying, you know what, I'm done. I'm finished. And how hard or not that's making it to hire on your end.
We hear stories every day, don't we, from companies who are really struggling with that. I think at UPS, it's not just about a job. It's about purpose. About 15 months ago, we unveiled our purpose, which is moving our world forward by delivering what matters. And it was a rallying cry for our team. So when we talk to people, we talk to them not just about the job. We talk about careers and we talk about purpose. So we haven't seen the great resignation that a lot of companies are faced with. But I'm certainly aware of it and doing my best to keep people happy and engaged.
Your workforce has largely been on the front lines and out there doing their job every day. And then there's the corporate office, and how that dynamic plays itself out, given that so many in the quote corporate office, white collar workers, are working from home.
Yeah, no, it's something that's top of my mind. I don't want classes of UPSers. And in a way, we already do, because 75% of our U.S. population is governed by some sort of a collective bargaining agreement. So we already have union and non-union workers. And then we have essential frontline workers and office workers. And what I'm trying to bring is harmonization. And let me make that real for you. During the holiday season, where we had to hire 100,000 people to help with the holiday delivery, we found pockets in the United States where we didn't have enough people. So you know who went out and delivered the packages and sorted the packages? People from the corporate office. We're trying to harmonize and be one UPS and not a class of UPSers.
And then I wanted to just ask you about ESG broadly, because clearly one of the reasons that you rank highly on this list is that you have tried to address a lot of the ESG issues. I'm curious, actually, how often the investor class actually asks you about those metrics relative to deliveries, profits, revenues, and the like.
Well, it's interesting. We're getting more questions coming from the investor group, and we welcome those questions because ESG has been important to us since our founding days 115 years ago. And we've declared that we'll be carbon neutral by 2050. So we're getting more questions as to, well, how are you going to do that? So we've laid out a roadmap, and we're talking about the investments that we're making and the return we expect to get on those investments. We talk a lot about diversity, equity, inclusion, and I'm super proud of that because it starts at the top. We've got a very diverse board, not just in terms of gender and ethnicity, but in terms of thought and experience and age, which is a good thing. So the questions are increasing.